everyone, this is Heather Pickin and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how women can stop giving their power away, especially if you're a high achiever or you're a high performance woman. This topic is going to be really important to you. I work with women all around the world, and it's really interesting because I can work with women that have a very high intellect, who can have a master's degree or PhD, but I find sometimes women do give their power away. So let's talk about the main areas in which I find women are giving their power away. Relationships. We're going to go through this one-on-one. So if you're giving your power away, you are saying yes to that person in your relationship and putting yourself last. And I find that's problematic because if you find that you're not being yourself, then you know you're giving your power away. Let me give you a real simple example, something I went through in my relationships, but I don't give my power away anymore because I've learned my lesson, is that health and fitness is really important to me. And so I would be in these relationships where the other person would say, oh, why are you eating that way? Or eat this junk food, or shaming me. And it never felt good. So I found myself giving my power away and not eating healthy, not being true to myself, skipping my workouts. For you, if you have this issue where you're giving your power away as a woman, then you want to make sure you check yourself. Where specifically in my relationship am I giving my power away? So we basically want to identify another place where I find women are giving their power away in their business or in their career. So if you are quote unquote subordinating to someone in the workplace, like you're not speaking your truth, you're not standing up for yourself, you definitely want to identify that. Another thing, if we're looking at business, if you are giving your power away, it may look like this. Clients are walking all over you. You're giving more than you should. I'm all about giving high value, but there comes a time where you cross a line and you know it. You know it by how you feel. So ask yourself, where specifically am I giving my power away in my business or in my career? Another area in which women give their power away is with their friends. If you've ever been exhausted after a busy day, either at work or in your business, and maybe you promised your friends you would go out and you just don't want to do it, like you just feel depleted, you need some alone time, but there's that voice in the back of your head, and you know what it is? It is the pleaser. And I always say, do you have the pleasing disease? I hope you don't, but if you do, I'm going to show you how to get rid of the pleasing disease. So when it comes to friends, are you giving your power away? If you're not taking care of yourself, especially if you're depleted, can you see how that bleeds into every area of your life? So if you're doing that with your friends, I can guarantee it, you're probably doing it in another area. So where specifically are you giving your power away with friends? Are they trying to sway you and telling you,
oh, you shouldn't start a business?
let's just say if you want to focus on creating a business, or you already have a business, and you're trying to allow their opinions to be more important than yours? To be a leader, if you allow other people's opinions to be more important than yours, you will never get ahead. One of the things that I teach women is how to be more confident, how to stand in their power. I also think too, you really want to check your friends. And what I mean by that, are these friends a good support system? And I believe friends should challenge you in a good way. If you don't feel like you're in alignment with your friends, if you feel that they're so demanding and that you have to drop everything, my question to you is, are they really good friend? Probably not. I know I feel like I'm a very good friend because I don't have unrealistic expectations. If we make plans and one of my best friends says, I'm just so depleted, I can't go out, I am not going to shame her and say, oh, you have to do this. So I want you to realize that so many women do give their power away because they have the pleasing disease. They're so afraid of what their friends might say. Oh, they're going to think I'm mean, or this, and that. No, it's not about me mean. It's about you standing in your power, as a woman. Another area that I find women give their power away is in their family. Oh my gosh, this is a huge topic. This is the root issue. If you find yourself giving your power away, it comes from your family. I have done many videos about the subconscious mind and how your beliefs are formed at a very young age, from 0 to 7. That is the majority of your beliefs. And it is through the people that have raised you, which probably are most like your parents in your environment, that are shaping and molding your reality. Now, socially, women have been conditioned to be these perfect princesses. And you probably know who you are, always saying, yes, please, thank you. I mean, those things are fine, but I should say the danger in that is when you feel like you have to live up to unrealistic expectations in your family, even as an adult, So scan your life and look at your timeline where you realize that, wow, I have really grown up in a household where I felt I needed the approval, either mother or father or both. And so that's where it originates. So, how does this translate into your adult life? As an adult, your parents may still try to parent you and insert their opinions. And I'm here to tell you, their opinions are their opinions, they're not a fact. And it's probably not how you want to run your life. If you find that it is in misalignment with your highest values, then you really need to ask yourself, am I living my truth, or am I trying to please my parents? And so one of the things that you can do is just ask yourself that question. And obviously you want to create a strategy. And so that's the next step that we'll talk about. So one of the quotes I love to say to women is, knowing yourself is like having a superpower. Now, if you know yourself, would you agree that you're not going to give your power away to anyone? You're going to know who you are on a deep level. A lot of women, they don't know that, or they don't know who they are. So they'll get into relationships or stay in relationships that are toxic for them, for their growth, and they stay stagnant. And so when you know yourself, you're not going to put up with crap. You're just not going to do it. You're going to be a high valued woman, and a high valued woman, you know what she does? She sets boundaries. So that's the next thing I want to talk about, is setting boundaries in one or many of those areas of your life that I just talked about. I want you to write down, what are my boundaries? What is the energy drain right now? What is the boundary that I am going to create? So it could be something like this. Friends ask you out, you had a busy day, you don't want to do it, you just want to have some self-care and self-reflection, which you absolutely must do. And you say, you know what, I'm so tired, Mary. I really need to take time out for myself. Now, if Mary gets upset, or insert whatever name or names, then all you have to do is repeat again, Mary, I'm just so sorry, but I am depleted, and I have to respect my time and taking some self-care time and da, 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 da. And so you just want to keep that on repeat over and over again. If she still gets upset, then you have to reevaluate. Is Mary really a friend? I find people like that very consuming, and you have to ask yourself, it's taking up so much of my energy. Is it really worth to be in a friendship with Mary, or keep it as a distance? That is one of the ways that you can consistently practice your boundaries, by just standing in your power. You have to implement it. It may feel uncomfortable. Another example might be with the parents. Maybe they want you to come out and visit, and you're not feeling that safe right now flying, or you just have so much on your plate. Just say, I would love to do that. Right now is not a good time. I want to check back with you in about a couple of months. If they're like, oh, we never get to see you, realize if your parents are doing that, they're doing a guilt trip. They're injecting their values onto you, trying to make you feel guilty. And the reality of it is, no one makes you feel anything. You're allowing yourself to internalize that guilt because you, for some reason, you feel guilty. And guess what? They have taught you that. It is a strategy that some parents, not all parents, have taught children. And it's so interesting because when I am working with successful women, and if there is that issue with their family, mother, father, or both, that are laying the guilt trip, I basically show them how to formulate a different response, not being nasty, but just standing in your power. And guess what? At first, they're not going to like it. If you are always just giving in to their demands, they're not going to like it. But in reality, if you are watching this video and you want to stop giving your power away, you absolutely must or stay in your ground or stand your ground, and you must have firm boundaries. That doesn't mean you have to be nasty. Same thing goes with relationships. If you're, and I'm gonna use my example, if you want to eat healthy and your partner is pushing junk food on you, to me, that is being disrespectful. So you have to stand your ground. If they don't like it, then you have to ask yourself, does this person really accept me for me? Does this really align with my highest values? So that'll be a good kind of test to see if that makes sense, because who wants to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't accept you for you? This took me, I feel like, a lifetime to figure out. I am in an amazing relationship now. And it's interesting because I find myself coaching women all the time with their relationships or one they want to get in because of just my own experience. Another thing with creating clear boundaries in your career or your business, let's talk about business first. If you have clients, let's just say, are constantly emailing you, demanding your time, and it's not within the scope of your work, in the beginning, when you first get that client, you have to draw the line. Let's just say if you have clients right now that they're just really kind of challenging to navigate around, you need to have a conversation with them. This is what I do. This is how I coach clients. Oh, if you want extra coaching, this is what the price is. It's always good to do this in the beginning. Now let's talk about career. Let's just say you're giving your power away at work. Question is, why? Are you doing it out of fear? Now is the time to stand in your power and learn to be more confident. I find a lot of when this happens, the reason why you're not confident is that you perceive, and this is all about perception, that someone has more power than you. Once you minimize that, once you put yourself on an even playing field, and this is shifting your perception, they will no longer have power over you, and you will feel confident to speak your truth. Whether they're bullying you, they're taking credit for the work, whatever you find yourself in, it is so important, because if you don't learn that lesson, guess what? It's going to come back in a different form. Might be a different place of work, another coworker or boss, but you have to stand in your power. Maybe it's time for you to reevaluate, if you're going through that, to change careers or start a business. So this kind of ties in everything that I've talked about. Standing in your power, like not giving your power away, is what beliefs must you have in order to become that woman of high value. A high valued woman does not put up with crap, period. Any areas of your life that I talked about, if you really want to raise your standards and you want to maximize your potential as this high performance woman, then you absolutely must work on that at a very deep level, looking at those beliefs. Okay, so what is the belief that is not supporting me in this area? And what belief do I need to have in order to transform that? So your beliefs are powerful. They do have an energy. They do have a hold on you. Whatever you think that is going to happen, that is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you want to work on those beliefs. You want to uncover what the beliefs that your current beliefs are. And then you also want to transform the powerful beliefs. I do a lot of that in my one-on-one work and also in my group work. It really, to me, it depends on the individual of what's going on and what's rattling around in your brain. But realize that you cannot change your beliefs, number one, if you're not aware of it. And you have to practice that belief. So if you're a belief, or if you want a belief that where you're standing in your power, you absolutely must demonstrate that action. Once you demonstrate that action, guess what? You start forming a habit. Once you start forming a habit, it becomes a part of you. And that tells me that now your subconscious mind is wiring and firing, and you've adopted that healthier belief. The last thing I want to talk about is creating a mindfulness practice. Really, really important. You cannot change anything you're not aware of. I said this in many videos, and it's so true. So What you don't want to do first thing in the morning, if you really want to stop giving your power away, is you want to have a mindfulness practice. So I go into this in my Vision Method Intensive. I'm also coming out with my Vision Journal, which is my patent pending. I can officially say that now. I'll be talking about that more as I do more videos. But you want to have some practice in the morning where you're not turning on your phone. Okay, so first thing, instead of turning on your phone, at least shut your eyes and start visualizing how you want your day to be, specifically in that situation. I have had clients go through this practice, this mindfulness practice about the power of visualization, visualizing themselves from the end result of how they wanted to do it. And you have to be laser focused when you're doing it and create that exact scene. Why does that happen? Well, the subconscious mind is so powerful. 95% of your beliefs, habits, and behaviors come from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind also thinks in images. So you have to consistently impress in your subconscious mind what you want. All too often, I find women think the opposite of what they don't want. And so what happens is they create that negative feedback loop. I hope this helps you today. Comment below where you're giving your power away. Are you going to implement this? What area of your life do you feel that you're giving your power away the most? And if you find this video to be helpful, please make sure you hit the thumbs up and you subscribe to the video, because more people on YouTube learn about this channel and you'll be notified when new videos come out. Till next time, this is Heather Pickin, and live fearlessly.
Subscribe, 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 subscribe.